From sneezing to headaches, facial pain, and more, instead of self-medicating your symptoms, your sinus symptoms, maybe you should try solving the problem.
Yeah, maybe so. Sherry Oken and Ashley Hoffman are joining us now to share their stories along with physician's assistant Jason Williams with American Sinus Institute. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
We were chatting before the show. A lot of people are talking about this time of year, myself included, because I'm having weird breathing problems I've never had before. But Houston, welcome to Houston. The air is a little dirty, but what I think is interesting, Sherry and Ashley, about your stories is that you both had very different symptoms.
Yeah.
So Sherry, let's start with you.
Yeah, well, so I never had allergies growing up, and then just as I got older, living in Houston, they just like out of the blue, I started getting terrible allergies, and then what that became was I just stopped being able to breathe, like 100%. Like I used to have to sleep at night, like with one nostril open. I'd ask my husband to hold it for me, and that was it. Like
That's not gross at all.
No,
But then, like, being the mouth breather.
on TV.
Yeah, being the mouth breather. That's not fun.
No, and so we like to travel a lot to like pretty exotic places, and I like yoga and working out, and it really, really took a toll on my life.
So, I mean, besides yoga and working out, though, your day-to-day activities, it seems like if at night, while you're trying to fall asleep and you can't actually breathe, that's kind of a massive problem.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I work a lot. I own a company, and so I was not getting sleep. I was tired in the day, and it really taking a toll on my life and my husband's life because he couldn't sleep if I couldn't sleep.
And he was busy holding your nostrils open.
Is that like a common, though, just that can't breathe, that's a common symptom?
Many of our patients coming in have that issue.
Yeah.
They can't breathe, they snore, they move a lot in the bed, and their spouses are usually who sends the...
You're going in now. But actually, yours was different because you were having, what, severe headaches?
Severe headaches and a lot of facial pain, but I suffered like she did from allergies. Twice a year, every year for probably more than 10 years, I would get really bad headaches, and I'll get them for weeks at a time. Every day for 3 or 4 weeks. And
was it just like this dull throbbing pain that just
all day and would get worse throughout the day, and by the end of the day all I wanted to do was lay down and sleep because that was the only thing that felt better. I would take medication, it would help me get through the day, but it didn't make the headache go away.
Jason, how does one know when there is a serious problem? Because it seems like if there are persistent headaches that prevent you from doing your work, or you can't breathe and you can't fall asleep or do
like
yoga.
Quality of life was compromised.
Exactly. So if someone out there is experiencing symptoms like this, at what point do they actually do something about it?
If the over-the-counter medicines are not getting you where you need to be, you've gone to your primary care doctor and they're having troubles getting your symptoms under control, that's when you need to come see us.
So what's really going on then, all up in there in the sinuses? Because of allergies, just everything's getting just ultra inflamed?
The key to the sinus help is airflow and ventilation. So you want the nose to be open, and there's some doors to the sinuses, and those need to ventilate. If that can happen, you don't have the symptoms as much as usual.
And Sherry, when you finally went into American Sinus Institute and had this procedure, and I understand, Ashley, you had a similar experience where the procedure is actually really, really fast, and then immediately after you feel different?
I could breathe that night. Like leaving the clinic, I could breathe that night.
How long did it take?
They told me mine took 15 minutes. I mean, I was out afterwards because they give you anesthesia. They're like one of the only places that do that, and so but the actual procedure took 15 minutes, and then I could breathe that night, and the next day I was in like a strategic meeting for a client. So
the procedure they did is actually the sinuplasty. I think we have video of that to show people how it works. So essentially they give you a few little drugs, right, to make you feel better. They do the sinuplasty. We're seeing video on the screen right now. Maybe Jason, you can describe what we're seeing.
So the patient's asleep, and we use a little catheter and a wire, and that finds the sinus opening. And then a balloon will track along that wire into the sinus opening, and it widens the bone structure. That's a permanent...
This is like millimeters, right?
6 millimeters.
Okay.
6 millimeters. We wash out the sinus, and then we remove the entire apparatus, and we repeat this on all the sinuses that are appropriate to do.
So basically both of you guys felt it pretty immediate. What's the full recovery time after the surgery?
Most people are up and around in a day or 2 or 3, but in a few weeks, most everyone's recovered.
Okay.
Well, and Ashley, I understand that after your procedure, when they told you to go home and nap, you didn't even take a nap.
I couldn't take a nap. Everyone
you were
was
so
checking
excited.
on me and making sure that I felt okay. My phone was ringing. I was getting text messages. I laid down. I was like, well, not going to get a nap today, so may as well get up. Made dinner. Just went on about, a normal life. It was so simple, and there was no discomfort afterwards.
Well, what about the headaches, though? Did you?
They were gone immediately. I woke up the next morning expecting maybe a slight headache, a little bit of facial pain, and I had none.
Wow, you had that much of a change.
It was that fast, and I haven't had a headache since then.
Yeah.
I made it through rodeo season in Houston
Oh, wow.
with no headaches.
That's incredible. And Sherry, I mean, just having that feeling of like, oh my goodness, I can actually breathe through my nose for the first time.
I mean, I had the procedure 2 years ago, and I can't believe 15 minutes, and for 2 years, my life has been so different.
Why did I wait so long?
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, Sherry, Ashley, Jason, thank you so much for stopping to chat. I am so glad, by the way, Sherry, your husband no longer has to hold the nostrils. It just
That
seems
was-
complicated and
It does.
a little
It's
gross.
helped our
Okay.
marriage a lot.
It's helped your marriage. I'm
Yes.
glad to know that. Thank you, guys. And if you out there would like to schedule your appointment at American Sinus Institute, just call 713-225-5666, or you can log on to americansinus.com. Thanks again, guys.